We've got breaking news out of college football where the Sam Pittman era in Fayetteville has come to an end. Arkansas fired Pittman today after a 2-3 start to the season, including Saturday's 56-13 blowout loss to Notre Dame. The 43-point defeat was the second largest of the Pittman era at Arkansas. He finishes his tenure with the Razorbacks with a 32-34 record in 5.5 seasons in Fayetteville. Offensive coordinator Bobby Petrino, who was once the head coach of the Razorbacks himself, will take over as interim for the remainder of the season. Arkansas is on a bye this week before returning on October 11th to take on Tennessee in Knoxville. And we're going to have more on this breaking news right now by welcoming in Brandon Marcello. And Brandon, you were actually out at that game. You wrote a piece following the scene there saying that this was likely going to be the end. So what was it like there at the stadium yesterday that really led to this decision today?
Yeah, as I wrote, all the hog calls turned into boo birds, and there were chants of fire Pittman heading into the locker room after allowing yet another touchdown to go down 42-13. They hadn't allowed that many points in the first half in 20 years. The writing was on the wall. The student section emptied out before the end of the third quarter. There was barely anybody left in the stands in the fourth quarter. The athletics director, Hunter Yurachek, who's usually very visible on the sidelines, disappeared after halftime. So the end was coming. It was just a matter of when. There was some doubt about it maybe happening this early, this Sunday morning. But as I reported last week, the buyout was not going to be an issue. It was supposed to drop an additional $3 million if he lost 3 more games after this game against Notre Dame. But I was told last week that that was not going to be an issue. I was also told that Bobby Petrino had positioned himself to become the interim coach. We received some flack on that. And guess who's the interim coach? Bobby Petrino. In a world where he was fired for cause just 13 years ago, now leading the Razorbacks, and has said and told the athletics director there that he wants to pursue the full-time head coaching job there at Arkansas after this season.
And I got to poke and prod on that because, the fact that Bobby Petrino is once again, although it is an interim tag, the head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks is crazy in itself. But you said it. He's fighting for this head time job. So how likely is that to happen?
I don't think it's likely. There are a couple of big-time boosters who would love to see him be the full-time head coach if they were to pick up some big wins later this season. But I can also tell you that there are some other power players in the Arkansas base there that do not want to see that happening because of Bobby Petrino's past, because of how he lied about having an affair with a subordinate at Arkansas after a motorcycle crash. They end up leading to his firing for cause under a previous athletics department regime there. So this is a situation where he was most qualified to step in as the interim head coach, but I think he's going to have a very hard time trying to get the head coaching gig. I think this is a situation where Bobby Petrino could try to turn things around, maybe go walk into the sunset and redeem himself a little bit in the eyes of Arkansas fans after how everything ended after winning 11 games in a single season and then getting fired for his transgressions off the field, and then maybe parlay that into another opportunity to be a head coach elsewhere. But I think it's going to be a very hard road for him to travel and become the head coach at Arkansas unless they go on a just absolute miraculous and unexpected run in Fayetteville.
Yeah, never say never. You mentioned that the buyout was not going to be a problem because of the boosters and the investment. We've seen the investment in the basketball program at Arkansas with Coach Cal coming in and all the big-time commitments. There is money with this program, and we know that's how you win in this day and age of college football. So taking all of that in, how should this job be viewed among college football?
I think as of right now, it's the second best opening in college football right behind Virginia Tech. And the reason why I say that is because Virginia Tech has already put the wheels in motion. In fact, they'll do something here in the next 2 days where they're going to try and up their athletics department budget an additional $50 million on average over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and so on. Arkansas is not quite in that position. Though their athletics department is richer and their budget is substantial, they're going to need to show to coaching candidates out there that they are showing a commitment to football financially and also structurally. I can tell you, after talking to a lot of people at Arkansas over the last week, that there are some pieces in motion to help improve the financial base there for Arkansas, specifically when it comes to their NIL situation. They've been some struggles there behind the scenes. That's not really all their fault, and they're working through those things. That's all I could say. They're working through those things, and it'll probably be better here in the next few months. But Arkansas has a very, very rich fan base as far as the boosters. You guys know that. That's why the basketball program is able to get Coach Calipari. And they've got a lot of big wigs out there. John Tyson, who runs Tyson Chicken. The Walmart headquarters are just up the road from campus. J.B. Hunt is just up from the road from campus. Stevens' family is in Little Rock. There are billions of dollars waiting to be tapped into potentially here. It's a matter of getting yourself a head coach that shows interest in you, that awakens those boosters, that allow them to dig deep in their pockets. Because for the last 5-6 years, they've been unwilling to do that with Sam Pittman because they did not see a coach here who was going to be a long-term fix.
And they will be fighting for options as with the other teams that are now looking for head coaches. 5 total FBS openings happening right now. Brandon Marcello, thank you so much. You can catch him and the gang on the College Football Insiders podcast. I have a feeling they will be talking a lot about these openings and everything happening in the sport of college football. You can watch by scanning that QR code or listen wherever you find your podcasts.